33 சப்ஸ்கிரைபர்ஸ் இல்லை, 32 சப்ஸ்கிரைபர்ஸ் எனக்கு
இருக்காங்க. இப்போ ஆன்லைனில் இருக்காங்க.
என்னோட யூடியூப் சேனலுக்கு. 32.
நீ சொல்லுங்க ஐயா, ஒரு சின்ன உதவி. மார்க்கெட் ரோட்ல ஒரு கடை ஒன்று சும்மா இருக்கு, அண்ணன் பேர் எழுதி கொடுங்க. சும்மா அதெல்லாம் ஐயா எழுதி கொடுத்துருவாரு. ஐயா வேற நீ எவ்வளவு செஞ்சுட்ட, ஐயா நம்ம செய்யணும். ஐயா நீங்க ஒன்றும் தப்பா நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க, அதை தெரியாம யோசிச்சு சொல்லுற மன்னிச்சுடுங்க, அது ஏதோ தெரியாம புரியுது. பாருங்க, முதல்ல உன் வாய்க்கு போடும். என்ன பேச யாருக்கு பேச தெரியாம பேசிட்டு அவருக்காக நம்ம கரடி தெரிஞ்சு எந்த விட்டாங்க. உன் பணம் ஒரு மணி செய்யுங்க, கடை கிடைச்சா வாடகை விட்டா கிடைக்கலாம். உன் நடந்து புரிஞ்சுட்டாப்பா காய நட்டுக்கு அப்படி பேசுவியா? நீ என்ன பயன்பட கிட்ட வந்து தொட்டுப்பா நினைச்சா நீ கொடை விட்டுற அவங்க தான் தெரியும். எந்த போய் ஆளாதான் கேட்க ஒரே கூட நீ எவனும் நீங்க பாருதான் அண்ணன் விட்டு வச்சிருக்காரு. ஆனா கண்ட சளி பயிரோட சேர்ந்துட்டு நீங்க இப்படி கால நேரங்கள ரொம்ப மரியாதை செஞ்சாரு.
ஆட்டாத போட்டேன் விடு, ஆட்டாத சும்மா கழுத்து.
சரி, நல்லா இருக்கா?
இனிமேல் இந்த கை ஊன முடியல, அந்த எல்போ கீழே விழுந்தேன்ல.
சைக்கிள் வந்து
ஆஹா, சைக்கிள் அது இல்லை, இப்போ படியில் விழுந்தது.
மம்மி சொன்னாங்களே அதுவா? நான் பார்க்கல.
நான் சொன்னேன்ல உன்ட்ட இங்கே
மேலே வந்துட்டு இதில் தானே, இங்கே மேலே ஸ்டெப்ஸ். முடியலையா? ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
ரொம்பலாம் இல்லை, இப்படியெல்லாம் வைக்க முடியுது. பட் கரெக்டாக இப்படி அந்த அடிப்பட்ட இடத்துல வச்சா லைட்டாக ஃபீல் ஆகுது. வெயிட் போட முடியல, சும்மா நார்மலாக வச்சுக்கலாம். மினிமம் 120 கிலோ இருக்கும்.
கண்டிப்பா.
ஐ திங்க் தோல் மேலே ரோப் போட்டிருப்பானுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
இதை வெளியில சொல்லாம நானும் ஒரு வகையில அதுக்கு உடமையா இருந்துட்டேன். அந்த பாவத்துக்கு தான் நான் நலவளமா அடையிறேன். உண்மையை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டே என்னையும் உண்மையை தெரிஞ்சுக்க கூடாதுன்னு உன்னையும் அவங்க அருகிலே வச்சிருக்கிறான் பாரு. அதுதான் பொம்மையோட சாமர்த்தியம்.
ஹலோ ஹலோ வந்துட்டோம். ஏன்
இப்பதான் வந்துருக்காரா? அவன் ட்ராப் பண்ணிட்டு
இப்பதான் 5 minutes
சரி 8 மணிக்கு மேலே பார்க்குறேன். இந்த பார்ட்ஸ் பாட் எதுக்குள் class 6 o'clock. ஸ்ரீ போட் கொடுத்தேன் முடிச்சிட்டேன். Good evening, everyone. So, can anyone confirm, are my slides visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, once again, good evening. This is tutorial 12 based on the week contents of the course, The Joy of Computing Using Python. So, this will be the last problem solving session based on the contents of week 12 of the course. Okay. So, as usual, we'll start up with some quiz questions. So yes. The first question here is, in a web graph on which we perform the Google page ranking, which of the following 4 statements is true? So are the web pages considered as nodes and the hyperlink as edges, or is it the other way where hyperlinks are the nodes and the web pages are the edges, or both hyperlinks and web pages are nodes, else hyperlinks and web pages are edges? Okay, somebody posted A. Any other answers? Any other guesses? Okay. A, B, okay. Just a second. Okay, so most of the responses are A, so that's also the right answer. So web pages are the nodes and hyperlinks are the edges. Okay, so it's like in a graph, let us say I'm drawing a simple graph, a cyclic graph consisting of three nodes, and they are connected by 3 edges. Okay, so let's say this is website 1, website 2 and website 3. So if hyperlinks are present in both, so it's like whenever you visit the website 1, the hits on the website will increase. So the degree on this will be updated to, it will be incremented by 1. Okay, so the number of visits on the website will be incremented in this manner. Okay, so web pages are the nodes which are connected by hyperlinks, which are the edges. So if you click on a hyperlink, it will open up another web page, which will lead to this kind of connection between them. Okay, so 3 different websites, web pages. If you visit them, the hits on them, so the views on the website will increase. That corresponds to the degree of the node in this case. Okay, so the website visits will be equal to degree of the node. Okay, so in a PageRank, the second question, in a PageRank algorithm on a directed network, we randomly move from a node A to which node? Okay, so from a random node, randomly move from a node A to, in which direction should we move? Okay, 4 options are given. So let us say in a network, this is our node A, and let's say there's a B and a C. Okay, let's say they are connected. It's a simple graph. It's an incomplete graph that looks like this. Okay, so in this case, from A to which node can we move? Is A to B possible? So A to B is not possible because the edge is directed towards A. Okay, so this is not possible. This is, if we are at A, we cannot think about moving to B. So the only option is, this is the source, this is the target. In this network, it is this movement that is possible. An edge directing from A to a target C. Okay, so this is the source, this is the target. A is the source, C is the target. Okay, so based on that, out of the 4 options, which one do you think is right? Any guesses? Okay, so the answer to this one is, so in this this graph is, I hope, is clear to everyone. From we are at A, we can only move from A to C. There are 2 options, 2 edges connected to A. One is pointing towards A and one is an edge that is pointing towards C. Yeah, so B is the right answer. So this is a random node which A is pointing to. Okay, so this is one of the nodes from which A is pointing to. So B is the right answer. Okay, so this is straightforward. Just don't get confused with the wordings. Okay, so which of the following statements is false? A barbell graph is connected. In both complete graph and cycle graph, every node has the same degree. In any star graph having more than 2 nodes, there are at least 2 nodes having the same degree. Or all of the above statements are true. So this is a true or false question. We have to evaluate individually. If all these 3 options are true, then we should conclude that all the above statements are true. If anyone is false, we should report that one. Okay, so any guesses? D, B, okay. So the answer is D. All the above statements are true. So barbell graph, as you all might know, it's like a barbell used in weightlifting. So if this is the bar connected by 2 nodes, let's say, this again extends to, let's say, 2 more nodes like this. Okay, so this is the simplest barbell that I could think of. So clearly all the edges are connected, all the nodes are connected through edges. Okay, so option 1 is true. The statement 1 in option 1 is true. In both complete graph and cycle graph, every node has the same degree. Okay, so try drawing a cyclic graph of a pentagon, maybe. Okay, so it's clearly, if we walk through this graph, it will have a uniform rate and increase of degree of each node. Okay, so this is for a cyclic graph, and for a complete graph also there is no this statement stands true. And the third option, in any star graph having more than 2 nodes, there are at least 2 nodes having the same degree. Okay, so let's consider a star graph consisting of 4 outer nodes and 1 sink. Okay, so this is a star graph. Okay, there are at least 2 nodes having the same degree. Clearly, because these are outer edges, it's obvious that all these outer edges have the same degree. Okay, so all of the above statements are true. That's the right answer. Now question 4. Which of the following statements choose a random node from a graph G? So this question is based on syntax and how a method is imported from how a method is called from a imported library. C. Okay. So clearly the answer is C, because a random dot choice will pick a random number given when given a list of numbers. So G dot nodes supplies that list of numbers that are the node numbers basically. Okay, so when you want to pick a random node from a graph G, this is the way to go. Okay, so G dot nodes is a list. So question 5, the function networkx dot pagerank of G returns which data type? A list, a set, a dictionary, a NumPy array. Any answers on this one? Okay, so this is an easy one. The network.x when PageRank method is used from the networkx library, when it's applied on a graph G, it will return which data type as an output: a list, a set, a dictionary, or a NumPy array. So the answer is this function, it returns a dictionary. Okay, so the output will be like a dictionary consisting of the node number corresponding to their visits. Okay, so it's like n, and let's say the visits on the node through a random walk, that is v. So it will be like n1 v1 at node 1. So n2 is the node 2 over there, v2 is the number of visits made there, okay, and so on. So moving on, question number 6. Choose one network from the following which is not directed. Is it a citation network or a follower-followee network on a Twitter? A supply chain network in business? Or a friendship network found in Facebook? So which of the following is not directed? So please type in the answers in the chat box, whichever you think is right. Then we'll discuss the answer. Okay, D. Any other responses? No? Okay, so D is the right answer. So Praneeth is right. D is the right answer. So citation network is in like, as in a scientific article, you will cite an author, which will be the source of the information that you some standard information that you write in your paper, in a research article. You will give credit to that author by citing them. Okay, so it's not necessary that the author that you are citing, he should cite you back. That is not a necessary thing. So it's like one way communication. Okay, so this is directed. Follower-following network is same. So you follow a celebrity, not necessary that the celebrity should follow you back. So that is also a directed communication. Okay. Supply chain network also. The flow of goods in consumer goods from raw material to a retail market through a wholesaler, everything, it's clearly a directed supply chain. So the supply doesn't go the reverse way. It doesn't go from the consumer to retailer, wholesaler, and then raw material supplier. It doesn't go that way. It follows a unique direction. Okay, so that is also directed. Friends on Facebook, that is undirected. So once, doesn't matter you give the request or your friend accepts the request, it's like basically the same thing. Okay, either you give the request or your friend gives the request. Both of you are friends. That's what matters finally. Okay, so that is an example of undirected network. Okay, so which of the following functions is used to make a directed graph? So again a question of syntax. So which of the following functions is used to make a directed graph? So type in your answers in the chat box, whichever you think is right. Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? B, B is not the right answer for this one. Yeah, A is the right answer. Okay, so D and G both should be capital. It's a matter of syntax. That's how they have defined it, so we should follow that. So the output of G dot, where G is a graph, G dot out edges, taking node name as an input to the method, will be what? The output of this function will be what? Will it be a list of lists? Will it be a list of dictionaries? Will it be a list of vertices? Or is it a list of tuples? Okay, think about it. So when you supply a particular node, we are G dot out will give you the connectivity between the outgoing nodes, outgoing edges from the node name that you're supplying. C, okay. C is a list of vertices. Okay. So let us take a cyclic graph consisting of 3 nodes. This is A, B, and C. Okay, so let us say they are connected in this way. Okay, it's a cyclic graph. So let us say in the node name I am giving A. Okay, so this will give me the information about the outgoing edges from node A. So there are only 2 edges associated with node A. One is an incoming edge from B to A, and one is outgoing from A to C. Okay, so there is only one outgoing edge, that is from A to C. So in the edge, so it will be a list of information that will be in this form, A comma C. So this is a list of, so edges are represented like this: source to target. Source is A, target is C. So this is clearly a list of tuples. Okay. So in this case only one edge is given. If there are multiple edges, it will go like, let's say this edge is also like going from A to B, then it will be like comma A, B. Okay, so that's how it works. Good. So 9th question: what happens when a gold coin distribution game is played on the following network. So you might have come across the uh, points distribution network, okay, in week 12 content. That's a part of week 12 contents. Okay, so in the point distribution network, it is, so initially you are assigned, each node is assigned equal number of points. So based on a certain rule, the points will be distributed based on the directionality of edges pointing from the source node to target node. Okay, certain rules will be defined. Okay, so based on the directionality, you will say 0 gives 1, 1 gives 0, etc. that way. Okay, so for this network, which of the following 4 statement is true? So any guesses? So this is a simple one. Okay, so let's say 0, so all of them has initially 100 gold coins. Okay, so the rules of the game is like, if 0 has 2 neighbors, it should give away whatever coins it has to the 2 neighbors in 2 equal halves. But there is only one single neighbor, so whatever 0 has, it will be given to 1. Okay, so yeah, A is the right answer. So the explanation goes like this. So the 100 coins of 0 will go to 1. So now this will become 100 plus 100, 200. Okay, this reduces to 0. Now this 200 to 200 present in 1. Okay, there are 200 gold coins in 1 mode. So there is only one outgoing edge from 1. So whatever it has to be distributed to this 0. Okay, so this becomes 0. So the 200 will be carried forward to this. 200 plus 100, 300. Okay, so from 0, how many outgoing edges are there? Only 1. So whatever this 0 has, it will go to this 1. So this turns to be 0. 300 plus the already present 100 with 1, 400. Okay, so the sum of gold coins after distribution remains the same as the initial distribution. So initially there was 100 gold coins equally distributed at 4 edges. All the 4 nodes had 100 gold coins, totaling to 400. Now everything ends up with this node 1. Okay, so 1 ends up having all the coins and the game stops. So if this been connected like this, it will go on forever. Okay, so that is not there. So 1 ends up having all the coins and the game stops. Okay, so which of the following statement regarding the gold coin distribution game is true? So the number of gold coins in the gold coin distribution game, it keeps increasing with every subsequent iteration, keeps decreasing in every iteration, after every iteration, keeps varying randomly in every subsequent iteration, or does it remain constant? So this number is referring to the total number of gold coins present in the game. So after every iteration, what happens to this total count? A. Okay. One answer is A. A increasing. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately A is not right. Okay, so C is also not right. The answer is D. It remains constant. So I had told you this is the total number of gold coins present in the game. So going back to the previous question, so initially I told you that 100, 100, 100, 100. That was the distribution, totaling up to 400. So after playing the game also, what is the total count? All the 400 is being accumulated at this node 1. Okay, so what happens to the total? Remains constant. Okay, so the distribution among the nodes may differ. It may increase, decrease based on the directionality of edges, but the total number of gold coins in the game, it will always remain the same. Okay, so it remains the same. At the end of the game, so at the end of the game, so this 400 is obtained at the end of the game only. At the end of the game also, the total number of gold coins always remains the same, or even during the intermediate iterations of the game, even then also it will be, the total count will be same. Only the distribution will differ for each iteration. Yeah. Okay, so these kind of tricky questions, it will seem straightforward, but don't fall for it. Okay, so if you have any doubt, just take a simple graph like this and then do 1 or 2 iterations for yourself and then see if the statements are true or not. So that way you can answer all these multiple true or false multiple statement questions, and these kind of trends you can analyze. Okay, so now I request all of you to launch Spider and take up some programming assignments that we have for today. Okay, so launch Spider and try this assignment. So this assignment, it asks us to write a program that accepts a sequence of lines as inputs and prints the lines after making all the characters in the sentence capitalized. Okay, so it's simple. We'll input a sequence of lines with some alphabets in it. So all the alphabets should be capitalized and returned as output. Okay, so the input format is like, the first line of the input should contain a number n, which represents the number of lines that we are going to input. Okay, from the second line, the statements which are to be converted are to be entered. For internal marks, quiz marks and assignments both are considered. I think the weekly assignments will have a weightage of 40%, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I think the only things that you will have to, that gives you weightage is 40% of weekly assignments and 60% of the end semester exam, final exam. I think only those two things will be weighted for your final grade. Okay, so whatever we are discussing, it's just for your practice, so that you get more fluent with programming and you can pass the exams comfortably. Okay, so this is not evaluated in any sense, if that was a doubt. Okay, so this is for your practice to perform better in the final exam. Okay, so this was the output format that we want. The number of lines, the number of sentences, that's the first input. Then so 2 sentences will input because we have given 2 here. Okay, so the output should be like, it will convert all the alphabets in the 2 sentences into capitals, into uppercase, and then it gives an output like this. Sentence 1, sentence 2, all are capitalized. Okay, so there are some test cases. We'll run it out. So before that, let us take 10 to 15 minutes to try this in Spider. Okay, so you guys take as much time as you need. Okay, till 15 minutes we can stretch. So try to practice this, try to run the code right now. If you have any doubts, ask me. Okay, so but please try, launch Spider and try the assignment. So this kind of, NSEM may have writing programs like this. So if you have read the exam pattern, it's like it may have short programming assignments in the NSEM. It can be essays, it can be MCQs, it can be debugging a code. You will be given some code, so you have to put the right statements at the right place. It will be fill in the blanks kind of thing. So it can be of any sort. So all of those questions are possible in online mode. So so be prepared for any sort of question that is thrown at you. Okay, so we'll start that by practicing some programming assignments. So try to run this code, try to write a code. If you have any difficulties, ask me, but please try, attempt it. Even if you're halfway through, it is an achievement, like you have learned something, but do attempt. Removing of new line from print statement. Okay, so if you don't if you want to continue in the same line, it's like you can change the delimiter by using the end option. So if I go to the previous week assignment somewhere, it might be there. So I'm just trying to find an example where I had used the delimiter in end format. Yeah. Okay, so here we are printing a list. Okay, without so default the print will create a new line, but if you want to continue in the same line, this is how you do it. The delimiter should be nothing, then it will be printed in the same sequence without any space. If you want a space, you have to give space between the quotes. Okay, I hope you got this. So if you want to continue printing, use this kind of so the delimiter goes like this. At the end of the print statement, you want nothing and you don't want a new line character also. Okay, if you want a space, give space like this. By default, the print statement, it will create a new line. It will print statements in a new line.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So sorry to interrupt, but I would like to ask one question. I have a doubt, like in the proctored exams, what will be there any programming questions or just MCQs?
There may be programming questions.
Achha.
Yeah.
Because actually last year
Yeah.
there was a separate unproctored exam for the programming questions, but now I guess it has been merged.
Yeah. So we cannot. So we don't know what were the circumstances last year. Maybe they had a. I don't know what was the situation last year. But this time everything is expected because they clearly mentioned in the mail that the format is like you can expect essays, MCQs, everything at once. So last time if you are saying in that way, there may be two sittings for the exam.
Yes.
But this time it's mentioned only one sitting, that is online.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
There might be chance of
there is a
having
chance.
programming questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So be prepared for everything. So the ultimate point of
So sir, there must be compiler, no?
there will be a compiler. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So probably like Jupyter Notebook or something can be used for online exams. How many questions? That is not something we know yet. So that is for the question paper makers. So it depends what is the weightage of MCQs they are giving, how many programming assignments. Yes, Jairam, you can ask your doubt. Yeah, but don't be you don't have to be so much worried about the programming assignments. So it will be like recording of the previous sessions. So yeah, I have everything in my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll share the link again. Yes, Jairam, your hand is raised.
Sir, I want change my hall ticket name.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Hall ticket name change, sir.
Oh, you want to change your name in the hall ticket?
Yes, sir. By mistake, another letter.
Okay.
Solve this problem, sir.
Okay, so for that you should mail the NPTEL coordinator. So they will be able to guide you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So So from whom you are getting the weekly reminder mails for the problem solving session, reply to them that you have this issue where you have entered wrong name in the hall ticket. They'll guide you. So this has to go through the main NPTEL center. Okay. My channel. Yeah. Playlist. Sharing this. So if you want to visit the previous problem solving sessions, visit this YouTube channel. Okay. So all the previous sessions are recorded here in YouTube Live. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay, let us come back to this assignment. So try to do this. Okay. Try to do this. Take as much time as you want, but do attempt it. Okay. So if you are stuck anywhere, let me know. But I don't think the programming assignments they'll ask, it will be like this. Okay, so it will be mostly like a section of the code will be written already, so you have to fill it up, like in Jupyter Notebooks, if you have come across it. So Jupyter Notebooks is an online version of evaluating you in Python. So it will go through cell by cell. They'll fill some contents in the cell already. So you just have to type in the incomplete logic part and then press enter. So if your code is right, you will get to know there itself. You will see the output once you press enter. Okay. So if you are not familiar with Jupyter Notebooks, let me show you that as well. As for installation. Online copy. Yes, Jairam.
Sir, I want to change my hall ticket name, sir.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, you should mail the people who are sending you. You are getting mails for this problem solving session, right, from NPTEL.
Okay, sir.
Mail those people.
Mail, sir.
Yeah. So when is the exam? When is the exam? Final exam?
29, sir. Month.
29th. Okay, you still have 5 days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, try to mail them. It shouldn't be a problem. Maybe the hall ticket won't be changed, but at least in the certificate your name will appear, right? So that,
Okay, sir.
yeah. So that is the
Yeah.
that is what
Change
matters.
one letter, sir.
Hall ticket, to change that now it's too difficult, but at least in the certificate you will get the right name.
Sir.
Yes.
Please, sir, process tell me, sir.
So the process is, let's see. Uh, yeah, yeah. So this is the mail ID I was looking for. Support at nptel.iitm.ac.in. See, are you able to see this mail ID in the chat box?
Okay, wait, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this mail is T.J.420, the date of.
No. I'm telling about there is a mail ID before that. Support at nptel.iitm.ac.in.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, copy that mail ID, write a mail to
Honestly,
them, explain your problem. So they'll at least correct it in the final certificate. Hall ticket should not be a problem. If it's a
okay, sir.
yeah, if it's a minor spelling mistake, hall ticket it should not be a problem.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
they'll
sir.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, could you please explain like how to get familiar with what to say Jupyter Notebook?
Jupyter Notebook, yeah. So that is what I'm looking for. So I was trying to do something without installing anything. So yeah, see, Jupyter Notebook. I don't know. So it may be a custom terminal that may some compiler that IIT Roper has themselves developed. That also may be used in the exam. But the conventional one is Jupyter Notebook for conducting online test. So it's like, see, there's a cell. Okay, this one denotes the cell number. Okay, so in this cell number, you are importing some libraries. You are generating some three-dimensional data. Okay, for plotting. So once you do this, so this is scatterplot. So you don't need to worry about the details of this. So if you want to execute it, just press enter. Let us see, maybe I have to install Jupyter Notebook. Give me a minute. So in the meantime, you guys try with this assignment. We'll do this. Okay, so give me 5 minutes. I'll give you a demo of Jupyter Notebook as well. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be stuck in the exam time. We'll have a practice session in that also. Maybe I'll try one of the programming assignments in Jupyter Notebook, maybe the last one. So till then, try this assignment. So your objectives are, you should take n number of lines as the input. So write n number of lines, and all those lines should be converted into capital letters. Okay. So try doing this. In the meantime, I'll install Jupyter Notebook.
Sir, could you please share your LinkedIn profile?
My LinkedIn profile? Yeah, sure. picture. Yeah. Okay, so okay, my LinkedIn profile. Send profile in a message. Yeah, so I have put my LinkedIn profile in the chat. What is this gem file? Oh, okay. So for change in name, there is a Google form floated. Yeah, I just noticed that now. So Jairam should follow this Google form that Praneeth has posted. Okay. So you should fill it really soon. Last day to fill is tomorrow, 11 a.m. Okay, so this is the Google form for change in name, date of birth, your personal details, everything. Okay. So whoever has any mistakes, rectify before tomorrow 11 a.m. Yeah. So where was I? Yes. Yeah. So I'll do this assignment. Okay. So let me try out this assignment in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So then I'll explain you the solution. So if you are observing what I'm typing, so the indentation is adjusted directly by itself, just like any compiler. Okay, just like any advanced compiler, it does take care of the indentation itself. So once I write the code, I will click on this play button. Okay, so I wrote my code, I click the play button. Now it is asking me some things to input, so that is why it is between some cells. So I'll write some sentences, that will be my input. Before that I should input this integer n. N will be the number of lines that I'm going to input. Let us take 3. I have to write 3 lines. Let us write some statements. So some gibberish. Okay, so this is my output. Okay, so before going to the logic of the code, I'll tell you what I did. So it's like, so what you can expect in your tutorial is something like, let us say this line is commented, this line may be commented. So you are given an empty list. So this is something you have to input. How many lines you want to give, that is something you will give. Okay, so all these things whatever I'm commenting in the exam, let's say it is already given to you. These are the filled lines. Okay, so you have to fill in the blanks. So this thing will maybe a blank. Okay, so your program, so your question may look like something like this. Okay, you just have an if else block. Okay, you just have an if else block. How you are taking this input, it's up to you. You have to know the idea how to give an integer input. Okay, so this is sentence input. So what do you want to do with that sentence, how you will convert it into uppercase, that you should be knowing. Okay, but they'll give you a hint that you should input a sentence here, but what you want to do with that sentence, that is your knowledge. Okay, so these kind of blanks will be given, so you have to fill in these 2 lines and a break statement. That's all, 3 lines, and this programming assignment is over. Okay, so there will not be much thinking over here. So let me rewrite what I had deleted. So it is as comfortable as any other compiler. Lines not dependent. S.up. Okay, so click the play button, write some of the anything, 2 lines, whatever I like, some gibberish. It will convert into capitals. That is what we want. What does S imply? Okay, yeah, good question. So if else, what it means is, so I'll anyway explain the logic of the code. So just wait for a couple of minutes more. So I'm just familiarizing you guys with the interface of Jupyter Notebooks, that's all. So what kind of questions you may expect with a fill in the blanks type. So I'm just familiarizing you with that. So any sort of online terminal, it works in this way. You will fill up some lines and click the play button. So that's run. Okay, it will run the code for you. So this is much more comfortable. So for this you don't need to launch any compiler as such. So this is one thing, this is online, so that is why this may be used for the exam. So that is the reason I'm familiarizing you guys with this. Okay, no other intention. So I'll put the commands used to install Jupyter Notebook. Okay, on just 2 commands. You guys should write these commands in your terminal. So the first command is to install, second command is to launch. Okay, so copy these 2 commands into a text file right now, save it somewhere. So after the class, try to install Jupyter Notebook and run some simple programs, okay, just to get familiarized. Okay, so now, let us explain the logic of this code. So let us run through line by line. So we had created an empty list called lines. Okay, so as we are asked, we'll ask for an input which specifies the number of lines that we have to input. Okay, that is an integer. So we are taking n as that integer, which will be user defined input. So for I in the range of n, so this is just iterating through n number of lines. So you have to write n lines. So each sentence is captured into s. Okay, so you will write s, that will be an input, 1 sentence. So if s, what this checks is this empty or not? If s is an empty line, it's considered as an false. So the control will go to else. Okay, so if s is not empty, this block will be executed. So that is all it does. So this will be a string, okay, with some spaces in between, whatever it is. So this is a sentence, that's a string. So if that is not empty, if s is not empty, this block will be executed. If s is empty, we are breaking out. Okay, so if s is not empty, what is it doing? So it is first converting the sentence into uppercase, capitalizing the first sentence. Okay, and the capitalized sentence is appended to the empty list lines. Okay, so the first element in this list, empty list lines, is a capitalized sentence. That is, the first sentence is converted into uppercase, all the characters. Okay, so that is the first element of the list lines. So now it will again go through the for loop, enter the second sentence, every character is converted into uppercase, appended into lines list. Okay, so 2 times you have done this. So you've done this 2 times. For loop is done. We have exhausted the for loop. Now for each sentence in the list lines, we are printing out the sentence. Each sentence is printed out after they are converted into uppercase. Okay, so that is this. These are the uppercase transformed sentences. Okay, so 2 sentences, 2 lines we are inputting, just some random gibberish. Now all of them is capitalized, so this print is what is printed here. Okay, after doing this conversion of uppercase. Okay, so I hope the if s doubt is clear now. Okay,
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in that program, just now you explained, sir, regarding conventional float upper
Yeah.
apparatus.
Yeah.
In that one, for the if condition, you are given as a if s colon only.
Yeah.
But in the last line, while printing that one, you are using sentence. But in the previous line, there is no word sentence in that one. So how it is matching s and sentence? That is what I'm unable to understand.
Okay. Okay. So sentence is just an iterator.
Okay.
So an iterator can take, an iterator will run through this list. That's all. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it is like simply saying for j in range number of lines.
Okay, sir.
So that we need not define j somewhere else. So this is just an iterator to run through the for loop. For every iteration, it's an identifier. Now we are going through the first iteration. So the iterator value is 0.
Okay, sir.
So
Sir, one more doubt, sir.
yes.
Actually, these type of questions we got in the starting weeks of the assignment.
Okay.
At the time I did, later I was unable to complete those things. But my doubt and question is, like
Yeah.
this one, you taken as only 2 inputs from the user, right, sir? I mean,
Yeah.
n is equal to 2. So, for
Yeah.
example, n is equal to 5 or 7 or, I mean, a more number, let me take it as 8.
Okay.
So, after completion of the 8th line, I mean, 8th input is converting into the uppercase.
Yeah.
Actually, when you are giving the print statement, it will be go to the 8th time also new line. I mean, it will go to the new line.
New line.
But in
Yes.
SQL, they given as all the print statements are new line, new line, new line. But last line they won't it won't go to the next line. I mean last print statement it doesn't go to the next line, sir. How we are going to stop for the last print statement? Stop this with that line only. Not going to next line.
Okay.
I think I make clear. I think. Sir.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. So it is like
Uh,
you want the first 7 lines to be, line by line, but the 7th and 8th
yes.
line should be in the same line.
No, sir. Not in seventh. Seventh also. Seventh is completed, and after the seventh, the next line, eighth is there. But
Yeah.
after the eighth, it won't be come to the ninth one. I mean, for example, 9 inputs are there, that will be come to the ninth line. That is okay.
Okay.
But in a compiler, it is showing like a slash n at the end. But for the last line, it won't be. It won't be there like a slash n for the last print statement.
Okay. So maybe if you have access to the question, share it with me. Maybe we can discuss it.
1 minute.
I-
I have 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm not able to catch you. Okay, so in the meantime, let us start solving the third assignment. Okay. So the third assignment, we have to write a program that accepts a sentence and calculates the number of uppercase letters and lowercase letters in this sentence. Okay. So I think the statement is straightforward. The input format should be, first line of input should contain a statement, one line of a sentence, random sentence. Print the number of uppercase and lowercase letters respectively, separated by a space. So the special characters will be ignored, whatever sentence you are giving. It will only count. So hello world is a total of 10 alphabets, out of which 1 is capital, another 9 are small, lowercase. Okay. So given a sentence, you have to give outputs like this. Okay. number of lowercase, number of uppercase characters, number of lowercase characters. Okay, so give some thinking into it while I'll solve the doubts of student. Input count 3.
So that is a question, sir. We need to print like a 1 to n numbers.
Okay.
For the 1, 2, 3, it will be like a slash. I mean, when you are executing the print statement, it's
Yeah.
automatically taken to the next line. So
Yeah.
first one is having the slash n, second one is a slash n, third one is a slash n. But for last number, it
Yeah.
won't be execute the slash n. It will be stopped at by that line only. Like that, they given as expected things, sir.
Okay.
Am I clear, sir? No.
Yeah. I think.
Actually,
Okay.
when I'm writing in the
Yeah.
for loop, sir, it will be
Yeah.
taken for the print statement each and every iteration, sir.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're asking the last iteration, it won't be slash n.
So last iteration, it will automatically stop there, right?
Automatically stop there, sir. But actually, before stopping the loop itself, it will execute the print statement. But when you execute the print statement, automatically execute the slash n also, no, sir, because that is a default function of the print statement.
Okay. But
If it is only for single line, we can make it as n equal to some space or like this one.
yeah.
But it's not complete necessary for the. Actually, what we did here at that time is we make it as a loop for n minus 1,
Yeah.
and last iteration written as a separate like this. I
Separate line.
was completed assignment.
Yeah,
Or any other manner is there.
I
like-
think that's the only way to go. Because so whatever the number of, so as you said, if you have to iterate through n times, restrict the loop to n minus 1, and then you have to give a new print statement with an end delimiter.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to go, because otherwise print always default takes slash n.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what they're asking is to change the delimiter at the last instance.
Last iteration, sir, because n number of time I tried, sir, but it is
Yeah.
while submitting the assignment, it is showing like a wrong. It is not a correct answer, like. So
So even after trying with the end delimiter also, it was showing wrong.
no, sir. Actually, I make it as a loop for n minus 1 iterations,
Yeah.
and I written as a last iteration is separate one. In that last iteration, I made as a and print and equal to some space like that.
End equal to space. Yeah, that should work. So that is what they asked, right? Finally.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, that should work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so this question is okay. 326. So in the snakes and ladder games, so I got this dictionary. The data type is in dictionary. So can you explain what is the key and what is the value here? So which one is the position and which one is the jump we should take?
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, actually, this was the question in the assignment,
Okay.
which is I don't know what this. I'm not getting this particular question.
Okay. So, but is there any other details in the question?
No, this was the options are given like 4, 5, so numbers are given, and answer
Okay.
is 5. Single number 5 is the answer.
Okay. So these are ladder questions. Okay. So 3 to 20 there's a ladder. 6 to 14 there's a ladder.
All these are ladder questions.
Ladder questions. Right. Okay. Beginning and end of the ladder. Right. Got it.
Yes.
Mm. Okay. 3 to 20, 6 to 14. What were the options again? 4?
Yes, sir. 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the options.
These are the options. Okay.
4, 5, 6,
6, 7.
and 7.
Okay.
And answer is 5.
5. Okay. It is from which week? Which week this question is from?
Sixth week, sir.
Have you not got the solution yet?
Yes, sir. So 5 is the answer on the solution.
Okay, but there is no explanation.
No, there is no explanation.
Okay.
Week 7. It's week 7.
Week 7. Okay. Mm.
Sir, actually in solution, explanation is not given. Na? Separate solution is not there.
I am not sure. So let's see. This is 2020. Just give me a minute. My browser is pretty slow. Meanwhile, try out this question. Okay, I'll come back to you. The snakes and ladders doubt. So in the meantime, try doing this assignment. Calculating the number of upper and lower case letters in a given sentence. Okay. I'll check it out. 6 to 15.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have done it manually, sir, this question.
Yeah, this question I am also thinking manually. Like we have to calculate the length of the ladder and the
No,
minimum.
sir. Means to complete the game, how many ladders we must use? Minimum number of ladders, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So
That's the question, sir. So I have done like first time the player will roll the dice, sir.
yeah.
Means if he get 3, he will go to 20, sir.
Yes.
And now one ladder is completed. At one time he rolled the dice.
Okay.
And after 20, the least nearby number is 22, sir. To again climb the ladder.
Right.
It is
yeah.
22.
Yeah.
So from 20, he will roll again the die so that he will get 2 and he will go to 22 number.
Yeah.
From 22, he will go to 37, sir.
37. Yes.
Now 2 ladders are completed. And again, he will roll the die. He will get 1. From 37, he will go to 38. From there, he will go to 59, sir, 3 times.
Yeah.
And then from 59, he will go to 61, sir.
61. Yes.
Means 4 times he rolled the die. From 61, he will go to 78. 4 times he climbed the ladder now.
Okay.
Now from 78, he will roll again, sir, so that he will get 3.
3.
From 78, he will go to 81.
81.
And again climb the ladder to 98.
98.
So 5 times, sir, minimum.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the manually I have tried, sir. That is the least one I have got.
Okay. But then 98 to 100 also they have to go, right?
It is not counting to complete the game, sir. They're asking only how many ladders he must climb.
Okay. Only till the climb all that. Okay.
How many times he must climb the
How
ladder?
many steps to reach
That's
the
it.
final ladder? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that seems to be it seems to be a manual problem. I can't think of any generalized code solution for this. Yeah. It is based on the logic. It's like if you think in the way of probability, so 1 to 6, so you have equal probabilities that you get 1 to 6. So you have to try with each probability with which one you will go to the highest position. So out of 3 and 6, it is obviously 20, as you had said. So after that, the nearest one, so from the so again from 20 to plus 6, what is the largest ladder, tallest ladder that you can find? So that is how this code is going on. For at your current positions, you have to check for plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, all the way till plus 6. Find the longest ladder there, tallest ladder there, climb it, and then for next 6, find the tallest ladder, climb it. So that's how it is working, I guess. So if you want to solve this in a computational way, I don't think this dictionary format is the way to go. You have to find with some other data type where you can do some if statement for every random choice. If we do some random experiments, we'll for a number of times, if we set the ladder positions and then if you reach this position, increment this by 9. that kind of if statements if you put and do this game for a number of times, then we'll get to know what is the smallest number of attempts. So if you want to do this computationally, the random experiment is the way to go, but that will take a long time. But computer is a dumb machine, so it wouldn't understand unless we feed some external logic into it. So we have to apply some our own logic and then solve. So that is all I could think of. Otherwise, the manual using probability, we can a mathematical approach to this question also works. Okay. Otherwise, a random experiment running again and again, like maybe if we run the code for 5 to 10 times using multiple if statements, if I reach 3, go to 20. If I reach 11, go to 28. Like this kind of if statements, and then initialize initial position to 1, and then for each roll a random choice 1 to 6. You play the game a number of times. So the advantage is that Python will play the game very quickly. It won't be so exhausting. Okay. So a 10-line code will do it using some if statements only. For wherever you find the ladder, put an if, go to this number, update your current position to top of the ladder, and then roll the dice, random choice 1 to 6, increase your current position by plus 1 to 6, whichever outcome you are getting, increase to that. If you are finding a ladder there, do this again and again. So if you play the game somewhere 10 to 15 times, I think you will be able to solve this question computationally. Okay. But by the time you play 3-4 times, you will get a clue. Manually also you will see through the solution. Okay. So random experiments, we need a lot of sample games we need to play. Okay, so I'll walk you through the solution of assignment 3. So we had asked to count the uppercase lowercase letters given a sentence. So input a sentence S, okay, and then initialize a dictionary D, in which keys are uppercase, lowercase, strings. Initialize both the counters to 0. Okay. So for C in S, for every character in the sentence S, if C is an uppercase character, increase the uppercase counter in the dictionary to plus 1. Else, if C is lower, increase lowercase key, the value corresponding it, increase it by 1. Else, pass. So if you do these iterations on and on, so this passes for special characters. Okay, ignore the special characters counting. Right. So once you go through all the characters in the sentence, this loop is done. Count the uppercase, lowercase. So the values corresponding to these keys, uppercase and lowercase, if we print out that D of uppercase, D of lowercase, we'll get the count. Okay. So the last assignment for today, assuming that we have some email address in the username. So we have an email address in the format username @companyname.com. So this is the format. So we have to write a program that prints the company name of a given email address. Okay. Both usernames and company names are composed of letters only. So there is an example here. So john@google.com. So Google is the company name, that's his workplace. So we have to, our task is to given an email address like this, we have to extract this company name. Okay, so for this we need to import a library called regular expressions. Regular expression library has to be imported. So I think you guys may not have come across this regular expressions library. So I didn't see anywhere in the lectures. So yeah, I'll explain you the solution straightforward. So there are some test cases. We'll run through that. So the solution goes like this. So we'll import the library called regular expressions. So this library, the use of it is you give some input to it, a group of if you write a sentence and then you group some words in the sentence as a group 1, group 2, group 3, etc. We can do some operations by extracting those group of characters. Okay, so any sort of operation of that kind we can do. This is like slicing by grouping words and then extracting a part of the group. Okay, so yeah, so email address that we are inputting, that is captured in this object email address. So another new object called pad2 is created. So in this pad2 there are 3 word groups. So special characters are not counted in this word group counting. So that's why they are mentioned like usernames and company names should compose of letters only. Okay, so in this grouping special characters won't be counted. So it's like group 1 is denoted by this syntax. So okay, so backslash / w plus. So this matches one or more word characters, letters, digits or underscores, and captures them as a group. So this group symbol represents the username part of the email address. So that is the first w plus. Okay, so this matches the @ symbol. Okay, and the second group of words, the second this w plus backslash w plus, it all it denotes is this group of words. This is the first group, second group, and the .com is predefined, that is the third group. Okay, so first w plus is the first group, second w plus is the company name, and third is the .com. So dot is a dot character, and com is captured as third word group. Okay, so we are grouping the email address into 3 word groups: group 1, group 2, and com is the third word group. So we are ignoring the @ and dot because they are special characters. Okay, so this is a dot character, @ is a special symbol. So an object R2 in which a re.match function is used, okay, to match the regular expression pattern against the input email address. Okay, so in this format, so this is the email address which we want to group into 3 groups. That group specification is given in this pad2 object. Okay, so that is the first input, comma, the email address that we want to capture into the 3 word groups. Okay, so the group method is used to extract the second group, which is represented as the domain name. So that is done here, group extraction. So I said 3 word groups are there, 1 w plus and 1 com. Okay, so the second group, group 2 in R2 object, that we are printing out. So that is the output that we want to see according to this question. Okay, so it will be clear if I run this in Spider. Do I have it open already? Okay, first import the regular expressions library. Okay, then input the email address. Then the grouping of words is defined. Word group 1 inside the bracket / w plus copy this, followed by at again the word group 2 / dot inside brackets com, third word group. Okay, now in our object R2 in the regular expressions library there is a method match which matches the user defined word grouping, that is in part 2, with the email address that we will input. Okay, so the word group is categorized into 3 word so email address is categorized into 3 word groups now. Okay, now we want to print the second word group, that is the company name. Okay, so that is all we do. Run. Let us say john@google.com. Done. It is displaying Google because Google is the second word group here. John is the first word group, Google is the second word group, and com is the third word group. So let us say I'm changing the group numbers that I want to print to 3. Okay, now I input the same email address, john at, let me expand this, john at google.com. com is shown out, so com is the output here. Okay, so if I change the word group to 1, what should I see? John at google.com. I should see John, username. So username is the first word group, company name is the second word group, and com is the third word group. Dot and @ are special characters, they won't be counted into word groups. Okay, so that is how we have defined these word groups. So dot and @ they are not coming inside these braces of groups of words. Okay, so I hope it was clear till now. Okay, so all the best for your exams. So yeah, do it.
Sir,
Yes.
yes, sir. Sir, can we get the previous week's this tutorial questions and answers, sir?
Yeah, sure. So I have a drive link for that. Here it is. Get link. Yeah. So I have attached a drive link containing all the PPTs from previous weeks. Okay, so good luck to you all. So any chance we'll meet in some other course in the following semesters. Okay, thank you.